MeTV 24 Meridian proudly presents your favorite way to start the day. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning from Scotty Ray and Candace. And I have to ask,
what?
Do I look like a big Jolly Rancher with this shirt on? Because that's what I feel like.
No, it's like some watermelon colors.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It reminds me of every time I glance up at the camera, I think, Jolly Rancher, Jolly Rancher.
You know what I think of?
What?
What was that Tracy Bird song, The Watermelon Crawl?
Oh, yeah. I love that song.
I'm speaking. I like it.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. I hope your Wednesday is going well, but now you've been out driving in this. How thick was it?
The fog is pretty bad this morning, so make sure your lights are on and drive slow. So.
Let's pull up radar because I want everybody to understand if you're leaving home. Now, Alabama is a lot worse than us in Winston County also. But as we dig into this, we start here in, this is going to be Choctaw County, Alabama. This is Sumter County. This is northeastern when we get into Clark County, and we pull on these locations. As you go in here, Snail has got it out by Wynot. The further north that you go into Lauderdale County, as you'll look at this is the soccer complex there on 39. When you get to Northeast High School, look how thick this stuff is.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
Now, of course, radar can be, you never know, a mile or two off. So this could be thicker in areas there. But Tumsuba, the further north you go into Kemper, look at this. In that area there in between, this is going to put it there by the old Midland Manufacturing right before we get to Scuba. Some kind of thick. And the further you go up here, look at Winston County up here by Winston County Academy,
yes.
Where the jail is. I bet you can't even see the Kentucky Fried Chicken up in Macon.
Just be extra careful because I know yesterday, I'm not sure about this morning because I kind of avoided the area. And the kids they have a virtual day today, so we didn't have to go to the school. But road work, might still be going on. And if the fog's too heavy, you can't see them till you get right up on them.
Now, Sturgis is not where they have the big motorcycle rally. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
It's a different one.
Not that Sturgis.
Yeah, another one there. But beyond all this, it's just one of those mornings, if you can leave home a little early, 15 minutes can make a world of difference in being able to see where you're going.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind there. We got, about 81 degrees today is going to be our high as we look for this, but umbrella day.
I did not realize yesterday, I guess I didn't pay close enough attention, but I didn't realize yesterday was going to be a rainy day.
Well, it wasn't a huge chance, about 40% chance, and then Clark County got a lot. And then I had to run my mother to the doctor, and let me tell you, it was wet. Yes. Now, let's talk about that a second, because apparently I don't know directions when it comes to hospitals.
Okay.
She had to go see Miss Lee White, which is, I guess, I don't know the big fancy name, but she's a foot doctor. Just to have herself checked out. So I go to Anderson's to the parking garage medical tower thing. Guess what?
Did you get lost in there?
Yeah, that ain't it.
No.
I didn't know that. So, I got my mom and she's trying to get along, and we cut through the parking garage, and it's a totally different building on the other end, but you can cut through there. It's just like a mile walk.
Yeah, long way.
So call beforehand is all I'm saying, unlike me, when you don't know where you're going.
At least you didn't have to get out in the rain and get out to get in the building. You know what I'm saying?
I did to go get the car, though.
Oh, did you? Oh,
I was
sorry.
like a little drowned rat when I finally picked her up at the door. But it just goes down to, I really thought, I guess I was halfway listening and I heard Anderson's and I thought, oh, yeah, medical towers. Yeah, wasn't there.
Not yet.
So I learned something new every day.
Yeah, I'm bad about getting turned around in the hospital. Like inside the hospital, you take a wrong turn and you just better stop and ask for directions.
You ever lost your car in the parking garage? You forget what door, which floor you're on?
I can't come out of Walmart, Scotty Ray, and remember where my car is. I have to hit the panic button to find out where my car is.
A little beep.
Yeah, I mean that's bad.
Well, I think it's happened to everybody.
Yeah. It is.
Lots going on in the community. We'll tell you about, as we all remember, the youngster, the 5-year-old that was shot in the city limits of Meridian a few months back. They have never found who did that. There's rewards starting to climb now for the capture of the person that done this. We'll talk about that here in just a little while. Also, we're going to talk to Ryan Godwin right around the corner. As we saw a couple of days ago, all this graffiti that's hitting Meridian.
Yeah. It's a shame.
It is.
That people are doing that.
He stepped up and volunteered his business with no charge to go clean all of this off of the walls of downtown Meridian. He's done that. We're going to talk to him about that in just a little while.
Okay.
Let's see here. You don't hear about this much, but by now, how many folks are watching from Kemper County?
Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's a bunch. We always have.
Yeah.
I know Mr. Bill Reinhardt's probably watching this.
Well, right down the road from Bill, there's a little place that they call a jail. Mm-hmm. and we had some people that tried to break in it.
Break in the jail. That's a smart move right there.
Well, they had an alternative. They had to get some supplies to somebody within there, and they might have got busted, and they might have had some marijuana or what they call Mary Jane, a whole bunch of cigarettes, and some stuff to cut the fence to get out.
Note to wannabe criminals: best place to not break into
is the jail.
The jail,
But and again, every jail probably has contraband that is,
I'm sure.
and they got to get it somehow. This is not
cell phones is the main thing,
It was like 10, 12 cell phones packed in that bag.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah,
because I'm sure that in prison that is beyond valuable. Your communication to the outside. Mm-hmm. And the closest I've ever gotten that is a speeding ticket. That as close as I've ever. I don't ever. I visited a couple people back when I was in college. Somebody got arrested for maybe a flashlight at night in a deer.
Oh, maybe.
And I went to visit them. And it probably didn't show good me showing up to visit them, did it?
You didn't take them another flashlight.
No, they didn't need another, because I think that one was like a $10,000 runt row.
Yeah. I don't know that I even went and visited.
Yeah, I got to rethinking that about...
Gone to visits.
Yeah, 10 years later, I thought, that probably wasn't too smart. I shouldn't have even acknowledged I knew that.
Yeah.
But you got to stand by your friends even when they do wrong, I guess.
Do. I might have been waiting outside the door and pat him on the back. Hey, bud, how you doing?
That was before the laws were changed back then, when they'd take your vehicle.
Yeah.
And then they realized they were taking vehicles that everybody owed all this money on, and it wasn't doing them any good.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't do anything with it. But don't go a night hunting. They have passed laws unlike they used to have, and you can't do that no more.
Yeah, definitely not like when we were in school when everybody just put their guns in the window of the back of their truck and drove in school.
It's called disturbing the wildlife.
Yeah.
Jay gets he can look at them and tell if a deer's been shot at night by the look in the deer's eyes. And he can tell you all about that.
Yeah.
So if you want to know more about that, talk to Jay's Taxidermy. It's a no-no, and he can pinpoint you.
All right.
If you put a reward on something, people go a little bit, woo. As we said, today is Wednesday. Right now we're starting, and it's warmer as we get into this. 70 as we go to that high. We had those 50-degree weather nights last week.
That was just like a little tease, like a tease of fall. I'm ready for that to come back.
And me too. I'm all over that. So we're not very far from that. Friday night ball games are going to be coming up. It'll be great weather for that. No rain in the forecast for the ball games on Friday night. So I hope you can make it out to that.
I want to say Miss Frances Weathers. Today is her husband's birthday. Wow. Happy birthday, Mr. Doug.
You should give us age on him. So and you got to make him a cake. Don't be acting like you can't make a cake. He's got to have one.
Yes.
It's always good to make somebody's day feel special. I'm getting tongue-tied over here. Feel special.
Yes.
We
Happy
end up
birthday.
like Barbara Wawa over here and can't get it out.
Bobwa.
Yeah. Good morning to everybody there. This is a pretty neat. You don't brag on truck drivers enough. And although this is not in our area, San Antonio, Texas, I think everybody knows that. And if you ever gone through Texas and taking that 5-day vacation to drive through it that it takes to go across the whole state, an HEB driver, which is a grocery store chain out there.
Okay.
They had a guy that has driven for them for 41 years, 4 million miles. He's never gotten a speeding ticket. He's never been involved in a wreck. And his last 10 miles, the cops escorted him in as he was retiring. Pretty neat little deal there to be escorted and never had an accident. Can you believe that?
That is great. That is so good.
So that doesn't,
it doesn't happen very often, I'm sure.
I don't qualify for that.
Yeah.
They might have wrote me up a couple times for going over the speed limit.
I've had a parking ticket.
Like downtown Meridian type parking
I used to work downtown Meridian. I worked at a jewelry store, and my boss paid for us to park, but it was like 2 blocks away.
Right.
And I didn't like walking 2 blocks in heels because I wore heels sometimes to work. And so I was like, I'm just going to park right around the corner and I'll just run out there and move it or something. Well, I didn't get out there to move it in time, a good bit of time, So they'd mark, because there's a lady that comes by.
Yeah, I was supposed to get into the lady. I don't know her name, but you don't get nothing past that woman with that chalk.
She has that little stick with the chalk on the end of it, and she'd mark your tire so she knows, if she comes back around. Anyway, yeah, might have had a parking ticket.
Whoops.
More than one time.
What is a parking ticket run? Is it cheap or? I
don't even know. I mean, I can't even remember. I don't think it was very much, but just the fact that I got a ticket of any kind, I was just like,
My one trip to Los Angeles, California, and I went with a songwriter. He and I flew out there. We landed, and he and I, and this was back in the 90s. We land, and he goes, "First thing we got to do." And I said, "What's that?" He goes, "We're going to see OJ's house."
Okay.
So here we go in the rented car. And, somebody from Mississippi it's like 38 lanes of traffic. And
I would just panic. I'd have a panic attack. There's no way I'd make it. I'd be on the side of the road just like this.
But it was so neat of coming from here, and you've always seen it on television, of seeing that Hollywood sign out of nowhere. And then, they can't pronounce rodeo out there. They call it Rodeo Drive.
Oh, yeah.
And so we go down there, and we do find OJ's house, and it was neat. And the neighbors really didn't like you driving around then.
Yeah,
they were kind of. There's a word for it that I won't use. They didn't like it.
Right.
But we go and eat, and this is where the story goes. We park the car, on the side of the road. You do your parallel parking and go into this big fancy restaurant. We come out, we got a ticket because the tire was not within 6 inches of the curb in Los Angeles, California.
Goodness.
You have to have it right up against it, or you get a ticket.
Oh my
You believe
goodness.
that?
Look, here, I mean, I don't know how many people can actually parallel park. I can do it if I have to, but I avoid it at all costs. I mean, I just don't. I'll just go all the way around the block and park somewhere else and walk.
A Suburban is tougher to do than other ones.
Yeah. I don't think I could parallel. I know I could not parallel park that.
Oh, yeah, you could.
My little Honda I had now, I could probably whip on in there, but no.
And if you had got a camera, and a lot of folks have gotten really used to the camera thing. I don't have a vehicle that has that right currently.
I'm still not real 100% trusting of the backup cameras. I don't know. Because, out of the blue, somebody can just zip through the parking lot. And, of course, mine will beep and have a little blinking light where the person's coming from on the screen.
Right. And I do suggest this. Go see Joe at SMI. If you are anybody that constantly hooks up a trailer to pull stuff, that ball of hooking up a ball and have a camera of knowing exactly, because otherwise you get out 10 times to see how close you are to the ball. Then you get back in, I was a little off to the right.
Yeah.
And it's very affordable. See, Joe will help you out there. That is a big deal. And I ain't got one right now. As a matter of fact, I ain't even got a truck. Whoops.
You got a green truck.
Yeah, you had to bring that up.
Did we ever name the truck?
We did not.
We had a lot of people, recommend names.
The Green Machine.
Somebody said something else that I thought Hulk. Was that what
somebody said that.
Shrek.
So yeah, Shrek was one of those, and we'll get back to naming old Shrek here one day and taking care of that.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things happening there. Let's talk about our friends. Let's go out to Cicalina this morning and talk about lawnmowers, because they've got a whole bunch of them. If you have never met Buttermilk, today is Buttermilk Day. Okay. That's him with the little fuzz there. Mm-hmm. He actually shaved this week. We're proud of him. He actually found one. But what they've got is lawnmowers, and they've got plenty of them. The best that you can get there from Exmark going on into this Skag, the #1 brand in America, 626-8759. Go by for a little run around in the yard there. They'll let you cut all the grass you want out there, as a matter of fact. They like for people to test drive.
Yeah.
Tractors, air conditioner, they've got those, including those. If you want to step on up and get this new attachment that they got where you don't have to back up and look over your shoulder, that's a great one. Galvanized equipment, and this is not going to last long. They got about 5 or 6 of these left of the tillers. If you want to make sure that your ground is broke up good, see them. Freeman Tractor, all the things that you need to taking care of your business there, including, of course, the Benchy. They've got these also to where you can get financing as well. Go see them. Freeman Tractor. You'll find them in Cicalina, 626-8759. See Cole or Buttermilk. They'll help you today.
Making my way back home from the grocery store, I was struck by an 18-wheeler. It was horrible. My life changed in an instant, and I discovered I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
I'm Kim from Tupelo, Mississippi, and it took one call and that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney Richard Schwartz and he got me $335,000.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we move along on a Wednesday morning. It is hump day, and we have to say a big thank you to our guests coming in this morning. Ryan, how in the world are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Of course, if you've never met this gentleman, his name is Ryan Godwin. He's with Godwin Cleaning Services, and you've been sort of busy here lately, haven't you?
Oh, it's been crazy. It's been a wild ride for sure.
Now, we've shown pictures of the stuff that you clean and you take care of the awnings and all of this good stuff that is throughout the area of getting your house. But you've done something a little bit different and stepped up to the plate to help the Meridian area there a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. We saw on Community Watch where people were going and tagging these nice buildings downtown, and we just decided to step up and clean them off for them.
And let me pull up these pictures here. You made a post on your Facebook page of this, and let me show this. Here we are. This is graffiti that was thrown in Meridian, and y'all went in and got this off. How hard is that to do?
It's a pretty intensive process. It just takes time. That spray paint embeds itself into all those porous surfaces. So we,
Yes.
Did you tell me that this was the subway downtown?
No, that one right there is the Regent's Bank on the
That's marble,
corner.
isn't it?
Yeah, that's marble.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very delicate and very porous. And that's over there by Weidman's. It's by, I think it's Generations.
Yeah.
Their shop. So we took care of that one. That one's the old pharmacy by Front Street. The brick house, Rhythm and Brews, Loads, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So we've got a few more we're going to take care of too. We've run out of chemical, and we've got some on order because it takes a specialty chemical to take care of it.
And that's sort of like what we sit here in the Meridian area. We watch all of these news stories across America where they go and spray paint and they get buildings and they do monuments this way.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
this is how you get this stuff cleaned. So if you have somebody come visit you, you can take care of it.
Oh yeah.
It does make you wonder. Me and Candace is talking. Why does somebody want to do this?
People just are. It's a shame that people don't care any more than that. And who knows who's doing it? We don't know, but it's awful because people try to take care of their things, take care of
Right.
their businesses, and then people just destroy it.
Yeah, I was going to say it's sad that, we're trying to make our downtown better and bring all these businesses in. You got the new 3 Foot coming, you got 3 Foot Brewing that just started, and now you've got people going around and degrading our community.
Right.
And we're trying to do better. And so that's why
Yeah.
we decided just to, we're going to take care of it. So
Tell me this, because you do the cleaning thing. What is the absolute worst thing that you ever stumbled up on that you had to go clean? And you go, oh, boy.
oh man,
I have to ask that.
I probably have stories for days. We've cleaned some very, very, very nasty things. But the hardest thing, besides graffiti, because it's just so time consuming, is like those awnings. Like you saw at Harry's wasn't bad. They were dirty, but they weren't bad. We've cleaned some with lichens and things like so. It's like a big flowery looking algae, and they're the hardest for sure.
Let me ask you a question, because what about boats now? Like the seats of boats. You know how you'll uncover
Oh, the
your
mildew?
boat?
Yeah,
Can you get stuff like that off?
Yeah, definitely. We actually, for the guy that owns Backcountry RV, we cleaned some of his the other day, and it's just it's a process, but yeah, we can get it off.
And let me ask this rust right here that we show this in the car. How bad is this rust stuff to get off your house?
So it's a kind of like graffiti. It's a tedious process. We have specialized chemicals that are specific to certain things, and it just takes time. That little spot right there probably took 2 hours to take care of.
You look right there, and then you look at the after picture, and it literally, that does look new.
Oh yeah. The chemicals we use, we've taken a lot of time and efforts to research them and make sure that it's the right thing and how to get it back. And we pride ourselves on restoring things more than just getting them clean. We try to restore them to their like new look.
I had no idea, like on a roof, that you could do that and make it look brand new. I always thought people just had to get a new roof,
Yeah, a lot of people think that.
Yeah.
And here's an example. We've shown this picture before, but that before and after there, you would really think that was a black, dark roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what that is that's gliocapsomagma.
Yeah, that's a big word for me.
Go ahead, Scotty Ray, repeat that.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I had to memorize it when I first got into the business because I was like, what in the world is that? But so it's gliocapsomagma. So in layman's terms, it's just an algae that breaks down your shingles.
Right.
So it's not just an aesthetic thing to clean it. It really helps the life of your shingles. You could probably get a few more years out of them if you decide to clean it.
Now, how y'all get up there? That's my next question. Do you stand on the roof with it, or do you have something that leans over it and you clean it?
Actually, we've invested and took time, and we've invested in pesticide pumps and other kind of pumps that we can shoot about 40, 50 feet in the air. So we have blend manifolds. I mean, it's very technical.
Yeah.
We've got a lot of the best equipment, and we can stand on the ground. We stood on the ground and shot that whole roof from the ground.
Really?
No ladders,
Goodness.
no nothing.
You know, when people build homes, a lot of times I'll see, the red dirt around the bottom of the home. If they decide to paint their brick, I've seen it just looks like it ruins the whole bottom of the house, and I'm sure that would come in handy to people that's just built a home too. So
yeah, a lot of people don't know we can do that, but yeah, any builders out there or any homeowners, or we
How
can.
bad is that red dirt to get off? Because as Candace said, that is a...
look, I know how it is to get up. Do y'all do baseball pants?
Oh.
Look, I'm joking with you. I will spend 2 hours,
Trying to
no
get it
lie,
off.
trying to get. And I've heard of people say, "Oh, I just pressure wash them out on the driveway."
I've seen people do that. Yeah.
So yeah, I was joking with you about the baseball pants, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I would imagine red dirt would be hard to get out of.
It's just like the rust. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a time consuming, process, and takes a lot of specialized chemicals. And, the biggest thing about this is I tell homeowners, if you don't know what the chemical is, you don't know what it does, you can really hurt yourself and possibly, kill yourself without, if you mix the wrong chemicals. So leave it to the professionals for sure.
Yeah, you can whip up something that bubble over and grab you,
Yeah.
as the old
Yeah.
say. Well, how do people get in touch with you? And let me ask that.
Okay. So our Facebook page is really big. We try to push people to go to it because they can see our work and send us messages. We respond pretty quickly. I've got a few people that kind of monitor Facebook for me. The 601 253-8262 number, that goes to an answering service that we have.
Right.
And then as soon as you leave a message we can call you back. Because a lot of times we're super busy and we have these machines running and we can't hear our phones. So we try to call back as soon as possible, as soon as we get your messages.
Well, heck, we appreciate that, and we want to say thank you for going down and cleaning up these buildings.
Yes.
And again, at no charge. Y'all did this just to help out the community.
Yeah, absolutely free. I mean, I grew up here, or I grew up in Collinsville, and we were going to leave the city with our business, and we decided to stay and reinvest in our community, and this is just what we can do to help reinvest.
Okay, and we always have to ask this. Do you want to say good morning to your mama?
Well, I mean, I will. Good morning, Mama. Vicky Godwin. She works at Commercial Bank, so
Okay.
She's probably watching, I'm sure.
You have to say good morning to your mama. I don't care who you are, what's going on there.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, we can't thank you enough for dropping by and spending a little time with us this morning to explain how all that works. It really puts it in perspective of what goes on. And if you see something in town like that, report it, put it on Facebook so people can know what's going on there. And we, again, want to say thank you for coming
Yes,
by.
we appreciate you. so
No
much.
problem.
Thank you.
If they report it, just let us know, and we'll try to take care of it as best we can.
Okay.
Brother, thanks for dropping by.
Thank you.
Again, Ryan there coming in to visit with me and Candace this morning, and we say thank you to him for everything that he's done there, cleaning those buildings downtown. There's nothing worse than driving into a town and you see all this stuff on the walls and you think, holy cow, what a town this is.
Oh yeah. So they're helping make Meridian beautiful again.
Yeah, so that's the good news. I saw this, and this burglars will try anything. This was New Jersey. And I want to say in history, people have tried to hide and you get caught up in the bad deeds that you're doing. This guy was going to break into a restaurant and came down the exhaust fan.
Oh goodness.
Guess what happened? Yeah, he died.
That would be bad.
He died. Graveyard dead. No one knew he was there. He didn't get away with the loot that he thought he was going to get. But one of the headlines that are out there.
Not so smart.
As we talk about Dog the Bounty Hunter, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Has something else come about?
He says he's found the campfire where it was. And the more you hear about this I think Dog is really onto something and he's in that area.
Okay.
They're tracking this to where the parents probably met the son there. Now, they're not admitting it.
Yeah, I'm sure they're not. That would be.
But Dog says he's getting tip after tip after tip, and you almost would, he does this for a living. So
I hope he finds it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a great thing for the girl's family. You know,
Now,
for sure. But
we brought this up a few moments ago. Jonathan Dean, who is a gentleman in our community, if y'all remember, their son got lost by their home not long ago. And a search went on, and thank goodness his son was found safe. And then he made I think it was last night, a Facebook post that they were going to give some money towards finding the killer of the little boy that was shot in Meridian earlier this summer.
yes.
He made a $5,000 pledge to go towards this. And as of this morning, they've had more people jump on this. A gentleman named James Houston has added $50,000 to the conviction and capture of whoever done this. So that brings this total to $65,000. So, and then
Maybe that'll motivate somebody
Yeah.
to get out there and tell something if they know it.
Crime Stoppers has also got, I think they had $10,000 up for this. So the reward jumps up kind of quickly there for this. We do hope they're captured. We'll try to talk to Jonathan and see if he'll mind talking about this. It's a good thing there, and I hope they do catch it. And the mother's involved in this also with the capture of this. We do hope they get them.
Yes,
by all
we
means.
do. I can't imagine something like that happening to your child. And then, there's just somebody on the loose out there running around, acting like.
And stories like this make the news, and people think about it for a day or two. But parents that are watching that have lost a child know that it doesn't end when the news cameras go off
right.
or the headlines quit. That pain is with you from that day forward. Your life is affected. And even down to people.
It's a wound that does not heal.
Yeah.
It would just be awful.
It's an emptiness that there's no replacement for it. I thank heavens I've never been in that situation. I've lost loved ones, and you can't, like you take a father or somebody. There's a loss for like the state trooper that was killed in the line of duty in Jackson that was run over.
Yeah.
His family is forever marked. His income that helps support those children, and
Right.
don't forget these people.
Right.
They,
and you want justice
Correct.
for stuff like this. When anytime anybody passes away, it's an awful thing. It's a heart-wrenching thing.
Y'all just went through this.
Right. It is an awful thing to go through. But when you have a loss and it is due to something like this, it would be just like I said, it would just be like a wound until you have that closure. It would be like a wound that just won't heal. So, I feel for these people. I really do.
Justified a life cut short that could have been so many things.
Yeah.
They have dreams. They want to be something.
So if you know anything, any kind of tip that you can call and give them, please do, because I would imagine any information helps at this point.
Oh, yeah. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department standing by if you want to call them, or the Meridian Police Department.
And I'm sure if you want to remain anonymous, you can remain anonymous.
Yeah, absolutely. As we go on, have you had a chance to see Chris Reed after he's Man of the Year? I got to text him yesterday afternoon.
Did you?
And
Did y'all tell each other congratulations?
I don't think we did, but I did again tease him about his green shirt. Anybody that knows Chris, that's a little running joke.
He might
right
be
now.
giving him, since you made fun of your shirt a while ago. I like your shirt though. I don't
Thank you. Chris,
but, he might be texting you.
Chris, I'll loan this to you if you need to wear this for your next photo shoot there. But I really don't think my
Hat
shirt
included. Yeah.
My shirt will not fit Chris. If y'all have ever noticed, his wife apparently doesn't know what size shirt he wears because everything's all too tight, and she needs to work on that getting old boy a loose shirt. I'm just calling her out when we have to do these things.
She probably likes that.
You think?
I imagine.
Okay, I'm just checking there. Some of the news that is out there today. Hyundai is recalling about 100,000 cars. So if you own one, they're recalling the 2017, and I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Tuscan and the Sonata hybrids.
Okay.
So it's a hybrid car. They could catch on fire and burn to the ground if you own one of them. In the big scheme of things, that's not a huge number, 100,000 cars, if you look at how many cars are manufactured and they put out there. But if you've got one of those, contact your local dealer and have that it's a fan that could cause the fire.
Oh, goodness.
So get that fixed and taken care of there. So what's on the agenda? We and you didn't get a chance to talk this morning. What's on the agenda toward the weekend? Is this a camping weekend?
We had a change of plans, but we were supposed to go to Vicksburg for a ball tournament, and the plan changed. Now we're going to Flowood. So we were taking our camper down to Vicksburg and we were going to stay the weekend. But now I think we're just going to either drive or we might go find a campground or something, but nearby over there. Because there's the Ross Barnett Reservoir. I think there's some camp areas.
It's beautiful there.
So we might do that just so we don't have to drive back and forth.
I was thinking that when y'all got the rings the other day that the ball season was over. So it's not over.
No, you get a ring. Every tournament they can get a ring. Like if it's a tournament that gives rings, yeah. So we'll just have to see what the weekend brings.
So
but,
how long does, because I'm just curious, because as a parent that has to, you work and you have to go do how long does this ball season last?
Well, I mean, it's fall and spring. If you do both, I mean, it could be fall and spring. So,
You know who the parents that I feel for the most? Is those soccer players, because I sit there.
I was a soccer mom. I was.
It'd be like 9 degrees, and they're sitting out there in the bleachers.
My oldest child, my younger daughter played briefly, and then my son played. He was a senior and played too this past year. It is cold at soccer games. I'll tell you, if you don't have a little buddy heater, and the co-op sells those, by the way, if you need. But if you don't have one of those, you need to invest in one because it is a really good thing to have when you're cold. It doesn't matter if you're at soccer games and the deer stands.
I feel for you. That's why I brought that up. I've seen way too many pictures of them.
Oh, yeah.
They're dedicated parents. Y'all can take anything.
I got on long johns, pants over that. I mean, like blankets, everything. I mean, just anything to keep warm. It's cold.
A lot of stories that are headlines across America, you see that big headline and then you never know what happened. Or do you remember Colorado when we woke up I think it was on a Monday morning, we had to report that the little girl was killed at that theme park. She was 6 years old on a ride. Do you remember that?
I do not remember that one, but
big deal. She fell like 150 feet. And now the investigation has happened, and it turns out she was never buckled in her seat.
Oh, my
is how the accident happened. They had somebody in the seat before her, and they buckle the seats if the seat is empty so they won't flap around. And she sat on top of it, and the person that comes up and makes sure everybody's buckled didn't notice it. And the little girl went on the ride, and it was a deep plunge, and she fell to her death. And that is the cause of the accident. I said, oh, boy.
A lot of times at the big amusement parks, when they have the roller coasters, they have the automatic things that come down over you, like the big, I don't know what you call them, but they're not like a strap. They're like
it's like a race car strap thing where you won't come out.
Yeah.
The accident happened at Glenwood Springs is where and it was the Colorado theme park, Caverns Adventure Park. It was Labor Day weekend when that happened.
That is awful.
But I wanted to follow back up with that because I had often wondered how that little girl could have come out of that, and now we know.
It's scary to me, though, even like little kids. I know there's usually a height limit. If you don't meet that height, you can't get on the ride. But some of these kids, even that meet the height, are so small.
Yeah.
Like in stature or whatever.
I remember going to the fair as a kid and finally being tall enough to get on the
doing this, extending your neck. Yeah. But some of these kids I would think are so small. You ever watch these videos of these people doing these bungee things?
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly.
And some of these kids are tiny on there with their moms or with somebody else. And I'm thinking they're going to go flying. It don't matter if they've got that thing on or something's going to happen and they're going to slip out of there. It scares me.
Candace, there's no way I will ever do a bungee. So if there's anybody watching and thinking that I might do that, wrong. Never.
I jumped off of a bungee thing one time. But I was had a harness thing around me like this, and it was down at the beach. It wasn't very high.
Okay, that was my next question.
Yeah, it was probably as high as this house, the very tip of the roof on this house. I mean, it wasn't real high at all.
That's kind of high to me, though.
Or your shop, the top of that.
That's 20 feet. Yeah,
okay. Well, it was probably more than 20 feet. But anyway, it was pretty high. But now I would not jump off of a bridge like some of these people do, or.
Like that woman there. Her boyfriend was up there and they told the boyfriend to jump and she jumped without the harness. It was all over for her.
Yeah. This sister ain't doing it. No.
Let's look at, there's a lot, yesterday there was a lot that went on this day in history. Today is a little bit different. There's a lot of things that happened. So let's get started on this. Who remembers Dasher, Prancer? Gene Autry was born in 1907 on this date.
Yes.
And, that is such an amazing song. No matter who you are, you know that.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah, and Gene was a big influence when it come to cowboys and cowgirls through the years. Lots of kids watched him through all the years. Mm-hmm. We have a Mississippian having a birthday today, and probably one of the most well-known singers that ever existed. Whole lot of shaking going on. 1935, Jerry Lee was born.
Yes, he was a wild one, wasn't he?
He married his cousin.
Oh, really?
Okay, that's been done by everybody else too. I just thought I'd bring that up.
Really?
It was when they found out she was like 13 that it started causing issues there abroad.
Yeah, that would be a little bit of
But
issue.
he's a lot calmer now, and been a lot of movies.
How old is he? I'm sure he is calmer.
Jerry Lee, 35. Yeah, born in 1935. Yeah, he's gotten up there.
Yeah.
But they had a yard sale at his house not long ago.
Goodness.
Yeah, so if y'all wanted something with a killer, that was it.
I like listening to him though. I bet he was fun to be around back, in the day.
He could play
Unpredictable maybe, but fun.
burn pianos. He's done it all.
Yeah.
1960, you woke up and this was coming on television tonight. It was the premiere. Who remembers My Three Sons?
We watched this not long ago. We were
you?
camping one time, and we have like the antenna thing, and it picks it up. I want to say it's on MeTV.
It is.
But, yeah.
My Three Sons. That was a huge TV show back in the day. And you can catch that. Also in 1962, 2 years later, this came on. And this guy and gal was it when it come to the Cowboys. They named him King of the Cowboys. This premiered on this night. The Roy and Dale Evans Show.
I watched that.
Old Trigger. Wasn't that quite like. I don't know where Trigger went at, because, he was stuffed. And they've closed the museum. So I don't know where Trigger went.
Surely they put him somewhere.
Hope he's in a museum somewhere. Also, 1963, and this must have been the time of year that they really debuted all the new television shows. Who remembers My Favorite Martian?
Is that the professor from Gilligan's Island?
No, he
It's
is
not. Okay,
That
he looks
is-
a lot like him, doesn't he?
That is Bill Bixby, who went on to become the Incredible Hulk
Oh, okay.
remember the Hulk?
Yeah.
in the 80s. That's who
Yes.
that's
Okay.
who that guy. If you look close, you can catch it.
Okay.
1969, they went into the recording studio today, and you know this song to this day. Okie from Muskogee was recorded, being probably one of the biggest songs Merle ever had. And of course, Mama Tried is going to give it a run, but Okie, most people know that song.
Yeah.
We don't smoke marijuana there either.
I have a song stuck in my head.
And what is that?
I don't know why. Pam Tillis song. Isn't it Pam Tillis that said, "Don't tell me what to do"?
Don't tell me what to do. Yeah.
For days, y'all. I mean, it's like morning, noon, night. It's stuck in my head.
And we know the reasoning behind this, and every person knows here. Her husband
I mean,
told her
I'm
to
just
do
like,
something.
I'm like constant, like all day long. No, it wasn't any reason. I don't know why. I don't know if I heard it and it's just stuck in my head, but it's driving me insane.
They always say the last 30 seconds before you get out of your car or you get up from your computer where you're playing it, that song, if you hear a snippet of it, will be stuck in your head. And the cure to it, they say, is to chew gum.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get me some gum today.
I don't know if that really works.
I'm going to try it. We're going to see.
I wasn't a big fan of this show. I've watched it before, and I didn't realize, as many times as I've seen it on television, that it was Rock Hudson in it. But 1971, this show premiered, Macmillan and Wife, and that was Rock Hudson.
I have never heard of this show.
You're kidding. It was a detective type show.
I've never heard of
MeTV's
it.
got that one also.
Okay.
But you've never heard of it.
I haven't. I've never heard of that. Never.
Again, do you know this song? We Were an American Band.
Yes.
You woke up in 1973.
Now I'm going to have that song stuck in my head.
It was number one. And who couldn't remember that hairdo?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think this one on the far right would look really good on you, Scotty Ray.
No. I'm thinking he could be like Bob the painter. You remember the little guy that does little trees?
The little pretty trees.
What's his name? Bob Ross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're going to just slip a little sunshine.
But I do remember that song just over and over, an American Band. I remember this. I was a kid. I was about 11 years old. And I remember seeing, this was on the news every night, 60 Minutes and all the big shows. Was it Time interviewed this about this, and everybody was scared to go buy anything. The 1982, the cyanide laced Tylenol.
Yes. I
7
remember.
people. It started with a flight attendant that died on that. And that was scary. That was before you got the caps that you really had to twist off.
Right.
You remember, you could walk in and just unscrew a cap and do what you wanted.
I mean, did they ever find out who?
I think they did catch who did that.
That's scary.
But boy, that shaped America the way medicine was made. Nothing was tamper-proof before that.
That's
And it goes
scary.
back to that thing of why you want to hurt somebody.
Right. People are
just
crazy.
bad.
Crazy people.
Let's see, 1982. Who remembers this show? It premiered tonight. Cheers.
I used to watch this all the time too.
So, what was your favorite character?
I like
you
Kelsey
had-
Grammer on there. I liked him.
I don't remember the mailman's name, but he was there.
What was his name?
Woody Harrelson was in that. That's Shelley Long, if I'm not mistaken. She's been in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, no,
also.
she played a good role because she was always Miss Goody Two Shoes.
Yeah.
But working in the bar, So,
And I know without a shadow of a doubt, you know this song, and you sang it many, many times. 1984 was the number one song today.
yes.
Let's Go Crazy, Mr. Prince.
I had the Prince at the time cassette tape.
Woohoo! This was a favorite among women. Love this show. And
Yeah,
I
I
guess
like
it
that.
crossed all genres there of 1986 Designing Women.
I
debut.
loved the show. I loved it. I mean, as far as a favorite, all of them played a good role.
They did.
You know.
Suzanne Sugarbaker. I remember
Yes.
that name. That sticks out.
Julia.
Yeah.
She could cut you like a knife in a nice way. And I'm serious, like she could cut somebody with her words and not say one bad word.
Most
She just
Southern women
make them
have
feel
that-
about that big.
That talent of getting you and you go, what just happened?
People like, let me tell you something.
We've all had that bump into somebody that does
Yes.
that. Now, this was a guy that, and at the time when it come out, you didn't really catch it. You'd have to watch about 10 episodes and then you go, oh, it was anti-gun. They were big time. The producers of the show were against gun, so they came up with MacGyver.
I think my husband could be a MacGyver.
Build anything.
I seriously think he could. He's ready for anything.
Me and Angie might have had an argument over this next TV show that debuted in 1987 because I couldn't stand it. I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. It was all about whining and moaning to me
Yeah,
with
30
issues. Yeah, who remembers this show?
I do.
And it
But
was
yeah, I get
big.
what you're talking. Yeah.
This little guy right here, I don't even know what his character's name was, but I couldn't handle it. I mean, I could walk in a room and get angry because that show was on.
I don't remember. I watched this a good bit back then, but I can't remember any kind of uplifting moment
It didn't.
or happy moment on the show. It was always either drama or dilemma or like it was just
Yeah.
something.
And I was going through putting the show together for today yesterday, and I thought that, and it brought back all those memories, and I went,
Yeah.
but I thought I'd bring, because it did, there was a group that really loved that.
And some of these people I've never seen in anything else since then.
You're
Really.
right.
Like I haven't really seen them.
That was their one-time shot at it. 1986, somebody went to the courtroom and it didn't turn out well for them, and it was Zsa Zsa Gabor. She was convicted of slapping the cop in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, I remember that.
But in the end, I guess it really done it because she got a lot of endorsements. She got on Saturday Night Live, and it gave a boost to her career for slapping the cop back in the day.
Yeah.
It was a sad day 1 year ago today. We lost one of the greatest in country music, Mac Davis. And he just had so many great songs there. Don't Get Hooked on Me.
Now, hey, what else did he sing?
Texas in My Rearview Mirror.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. It's hard to be humble.
Oh, no, that.
Yeah, and his writing ability was just great. Wrote a bunch of stuff for Elvis, and Mac Davis was just good. But Texas in My Rearview Mirror was the song that put him on the map in a solo career, and then it just went on and on from there. I liked him. Great guy there. But that's a walk down memory lane of what went on today in history there. So maybe that sparked a memory in your head there of something that you used to do or remember there. So there you go there. We got more coming up. Don't go anywhere with Scotty Ray and Candace as we travel along on this date. We'll be right back.
I was returning from a visit with my family when my car was completely destroyed by a truck that ran a red light. I was unable to work and I needed help.
I'm Mississippi Attorney Richard Schwartz. I'm proud to represent the people of the great state I call home.
Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace. Don't forget Sanders Gas as we get ready to head into this fall season. gas logs. They take care of that. They can take care of your heat pump if it's got an issue. Also, Generac generators. They've got all that for you. You'll find them on 22nd Avenue. Drop in and see Chuck. He'll tell you more about this. And if you need it to where you always constantly run out of gas and you're not paying attention, they'll put you on the list to where they come by every so often to make sure that you've got it.
I need to check ours and make sure it's or get Kurt to
Always.
check it.
And do this because wasps are still under your lid. If you go do that, they will zap y'all. Y'all know that.
Yes.
That's why gas men run around with that can everywhere they go.
I mean, they can hide in like any little bitty nook or cranny. You can have a nest in there.
And watch your kids' toys, that's been sitting in the yard a little while. Those little plastic toys, and they'll get in the strangest of places on that.
My stepbrother years ago, I didn't know what happened to him. He took off running through the yard after he sat down in this chair.
Yeah.
It was like one of those long chairs, that the old ones that used to have the woven stuff through. Well, he sat down in a chair and one was hooked to the back of it and they flew up his shirt.
Ooh.
A guinea wasp nest. Now, he was flying through the yard.
I bet so.
I mean, it was awful. So if you go sit down in a chair you hadn't sat in long, there could be one underneath.
Check it. Pat Banks said this, and I didn't realize that Mac Davis was done some acting also. I wasn't aware of that.
Okay.
Sandy Cass said that her brother, that was his theme song, "Oh Lord, It's Hard to Be Humble." And it was great when you had groups of people that everybody knew the words to that song.
When you're perfect in every way.
Some people call me egotistical. I don't even know what that means, but it must have something to do with the way that I fill out my skin tight blue jeans.
Okay.
Who could forget that line? Let's see here. If you thought you were going to stay home and work from home, Google has a message for you. Not happening. They've bought a new building that is 1.3 million square feet for people to come on back to work. So if you're a Google employee, it's not going to last long from home.
Have you heard about the banks? I guess it's the federal government maybe is they're going to be possibly requiring them to report if any deposits or withdrawals have been made from anybody's personal or commercial bank accounts. It's
a Joe thing, and it has not passed, but that is what Joe and his gang are pushing. And I think they're dropping that thing to, I don't have the article in front of me, like $600 limit.
It's $600.
To where now it's, if you cross $9,999, it's reported to the government. $10,000. But you can do what you want up until $9,999.
Right. But now it's $600. They've dropped it to.
It hadn't passed yet.
Well, that's what they're wanting.
Yeah, that's what they're wanting.
That's what they're wanting. That's what I was saying. That is insane.
Yeah, that's infringing.
I mean, it's an invasion of your privacy, I would think.
It is to me.
It is. Well, I think it is. So I think it's crazy.
Because I mean, as we all know, $600 is like going and buying 2 loaves of bread right now. Or it doesn't take.
Why would they be doing that? Like, why?
Because they want to track you.
I know, but like, why?
There's more to it than I know.
Right. It makes you want to withdraw your money, put it in a jar, and dig it a hole in the backyard.
There's a lot of people that still do that. So something to think on there.
Right.
We'll get more on that as it comes about there. I'll study on that and know more about it.
Yeah.
Do you remember the Kellogg's Rice Krispie treats and all of that? Well, one of the guys that founded it, they're getting ready to demolish his mansion. He built it in like 1900, right around the. And look at this. It's a shame that you see homes like this built and they're going to be bulldozed down because the property is worth more than what it is. But this was one of the founding guys that started Kellogg. As you look at that.
I often wonder why they would just plow it down unless it's something majorly wrong with it or something. That doesn't look like anything's wrong with it.
No,
right?
But the land is worth more.
What is that?
That is a bar.
Okay.
See there's your little refrigerator in there, and that's a bar within the house. But that's a little
elaborate. Like a real.
Yeah, my taste would
gaudy.
not go there.
Yeah, mine either. That wouldn't be my taste.
But if you bought Kellogg's in the beginning days, you helped purchase that house. It's a little different, but people's taste, I'm telling you, is far out there. And some.
Yeah, who hasn't eaten Rice Krispies?
Yeah.
As a kid, I remember sitting there listening to them pop.
Let me show one more picture
pop.
and ask you if you've ever had this dream of having this bathroom here. Does that? Wait a minute. Well, here it is. Does that turn you on?
That's kind of odd. I mean, it looks like you need somebody feeding you grapes and fanning you with a leaf or something,
So did you have a favorite of Snap, Crackle, and Pop? Which one of the little guys were your favorite there?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I
was always.
I did like the commercials when I was a kid, though. I remember commercials were a big thing.
They were.
You know, it got
Tony
you-
the Tiger was my favorite.
Oh yeah, I liked the Frosted Flakes for sure.
Let's see. Trigger was placed in the Smithsonian. I did not know that. Okay, so Trigger is has been taken care of. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Trying to get you to go to electric cars and trucks is what they're trying to say of the cash thing there.
Yeah.
Interesting. Let's see. Do you remember the condo that collapsed?
Yes. Yes.
They said I saw no reports of this at the beginning of this when the rubble hit. They said they found $750,000 in cash scattered on the ground in that rubble. All of that money is going to go to the victims. They throw it into the pot, and that's going to be. You would almost think that whoever lost it, their family member would be wanting it back.
Yeah, because somebody would have a lot of people have safes in their.
Yeah, unless it was criminal money, we don't know.
Right.
But it's going to be distributed to the victims, spread out evenly. And of course, I'm sure that the owners of that place are having insurance companies or major payouts.
Because they went ahead and tore the whole thing down.
Yeah, it's gone. So,
that's scary. It makes you wonder too, like, is there other buildings that are having the same issue and it just hadn't something hadn't come up yet, or
I bet you that they are inspecting homes like you've never buildings like you've never seen down there before. The next thing that I wanted to bring up I posted this last night, and let me find the story on this because everybody knows this guy, Alan Jackson. He gave a exclusive interview on the Today Show. Alan has a rare disease that his dad had to where his balance is off now. Really? And he says that walking, he stumbles. And he said that he can be singing and that it affects him. It's not going to cut his life short or anything like that. But he has a rare disease, and that wouldn't turn out good if you were having a DUI test for the cops. But he stumbles and can't help it. And I was unaware of that.
I wonder what you call that.
Oh, there's a name for it that I can't pronounce. It was a big, long name, and I said, huh? And it means that you lose your balance.
Yeah.
But thoughts for Alan Jackson. Do you realize that this would shock? Alan Jackson is 62 years old.
I can't believe that.
In my head, Alan is, still
35. Still skiing on the Chattahoochee.
Yeah. He ain't skiing no more. But I honestly didn't realize that Alan had reached that age.
It's amazing how fast time flies. When you just wake up and you're almost 50 years old. It's just like.
Somebody in this room could be that old. I ain't saying who.
It does fly by, though,
It, as a kid, that as you're waiting for Christmas, time is like at a standstill. If you're 9 years old, it's like from August to Christmas Day is the longest period of your life waiting for that, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get older, a decade goes by and you're like, where'd that happen?
I know. There's a song about that. You wake up and you take a nap and you wake up and you're 30 years old or something. There's a song. It's a country song. I'm trying to think of the name of it, but I'll think of it.
Come up with that because I'm dying to know what it is now.
Oh, God, y'all know what I'm talking about.
I don't. Give me some more of it. Is there another line?
I can't think. All I can think of is "Don't tell me what to do."
It wasn't Tracy Time Marches On, was it? Time March?
I don't think that's it.
Okay. All right.
I'll think of it. I will think of it. Y'all know what I know.
Now, George Strait, he's older than he looks, and that is true that he is. As we turn to talk about our friends, and boy, if you got cattle, this is one of the great things they do out at the Precast Group. They build these. This is a cattle feeder. They build picnic tables. You name it, they do. They build cattle gaps as well. They do so much more than storm shelters. They've got it all there for you. Go by and check this out. They're located out on 145 South. But the main thing they do at the Precast Group, they're going to take care of you when it comes to storm shelters. We want you to be there. They're a big sponsor of ours. When the weather turns bad, think of them. They can bring this out and get it set up. 482-0003 is the number there. You and your family should be safe. That's what they do there. This is one of these storm shelters that were put in as the home's being built. That's what it looks like. Solid steel doors that'll withstand it. No 2x4s going through that. You can also choose the model that's put in the ground in a hillside. That right there's your vents. You'll like these. They're great. Have some sense of peace with that when it comes to being able to have a place to go to. Again,
I keep saying we're going to get one. We are going to
She's getting serious
one.
now.
Yes.
The Precast Group. See them today or call them 482-333. You visit them online. They've got a Facebook page. The Precast Group here in Meridian. See them for all of your needs when it comes to a storm shelter.
I'm Janet from Jackson, Mississippi, and it took one call, that was all. I called my Mississippi attorney, Richard Schwartz. He got me $377,250.
If you need me, Mississippi, remember, one call, that's all.
Okay, there really was a song.
Yes. Delina got it. Don't Blink by Kenny Chesney. Yeah, I know y'all have heard that song.
Yeah, it's been years since I heard that. Because I got to where I tuned out Kenny because it was nothing but a beach. That's all he wanted to sing about. And I got to where I'm like, Kenny.
Yeah, it's like Don't Blink. Just like that, you're 6 years old and you take a nap, wake up, and you're 35.
You might have wrinkles already.
And your high school sweetheart becomes your bride.
At 35?
Well, that's what it says. Or maybe it was 25. I don't know. But anyway, that is the song. Thank you, Delina. And then we've got, y'all make me laugh, Bill Reinhart.
What'd Bill say?
He said, I woke up thinking I was young today till I noticed the AARP meal on the table.
Have you started getting that?
I don't think I have.
Oh, yeah.
No, not yet.
It's arriving daily for me. Please join now, 10% off. Don't you get like a discount or something like when you, like I went in Popeyes?
Probably so.
I got a 10% discount the other day for it.
If you went,
absolutely.
Would you say, I got my AARP discount?
Absolutely. If I'd save money, sure.
I want 10% off this hamburger.
Call me anything you want if I get a discount. Save me some money, baby.
Yeah.
So I don't think, the older you get, now, as a kid, you might be embarrassed, but the older you get, nah.
Yeah,
it ain't phasing you.
No, I wouldn't be embarrassed.
Because, you'll lean over and tell this old girl, you really going to wear that?
Well, just an example. Now, this is not I wasn't trying to get a discount. We did get a discount. And
for your age?
I was thankful. No, but we went to eat the other day, and we went to a steak place out of town. You'd think a steak house would cook a steak good. But,
you would.
But that is not the case. And
so, worried, huh?
my husband ordered a medium rare steak, and it was well done. And so, it's just aggravating, when you sit down to eat.
So they made it good?
Yeah, well, I just mentioned before we left, I was just saying, I just wanted to, I'm not trying to fuss or anything, but I just want to mention that my husband's steak was not cooked good. He ordered medium rare and he showed it to her. It was well done. And we just had a lady 3 booths down from us that was choking, and she was probably choking on the steak. Seriously, it was tough.
All I can suggest is if you send it back and complain a lot.
This was the end. We were just leaving.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You might have a little.
Don't make the cook mad.
Yeah, you might have a little surprise.
Because I used to
or
eat with somebody that was always going to complain and send it back to the chef, and it's like, I don't really want to eat with you anymore.
Yeah,
just thoughts there.
Yeah,
we
were fixing to leave. But basically, I was just telling her to let her know that her cook might need a few pointers.
Yeah,
So anyway,
ruh-roh.
Yeah.
But another story that is shaping America today. Who remembers the name John Hinckley Jr.? Bad guy. He is the gentleman that shot President Ronald Reagan, if y'all remember that.
Yes, I remember.
This is before a judge, and it looks like he is getting ready to get an unconditional release from prison.
That is crazy.
How can you shoot I know it's been 40 years, but that's beside the point.
Who's next? Yeah.
You don't do...
Right.
I have difficulty with this.
You shoot a president, of the United States, and you are going to get let out.
Yeah, and
really?
They're saying that he's not mentally got any more issues, that he's been cured while he's in jail. Well, let's leave him there another 30 years, let him think about that.
Right.
I don't agree with that decision, but that's a headline across America this week that is happening there. I thought you might want to know that. Let's see here. We're getting close on time before we've got to go. Chris Como. You remember him?
I do.
Yeah, he was CNN, all that. Yeah, he's out driving his car like nothing's wrong. Him and his brother.
Yeah, he's not real popular right now. He's real sarcastic and
he's got an accuser on him also if he's done some stuff that he shouldn't have done.
Right. I don't like his attitude. I mean, I
He's
just don't.
Cocky, is that the word?
Yeah,
looking
real
for?
cocky and real sarcastic, and tries to degrade people on the air while he's interviewing them. I just don't like that.
Lawanda said these old folks programs is a racket. Be careful.
Yeah.
Tell them how it is, Lawanda. Don't be jumping on that. As we said, we're coming up on the top of the hour, and we want to say thank you to each and every one of you that joined us today, whether it was on television, Facebook, or YouTube. We can't do it without y'all. Y'all join us every day and make this happen.
That's right. And tell people about us, too. If somebody's not watching, tell them they need to tune in and watch on MeTV 24 Meridian. Also, you can get us on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah, there's many ways to jump in here and watch what goes on here. I wanted to quickly mention this. This is coming up before long. It's going to be at the 15th Avenue Baptist Church, October 10th, 5 to 6 p.m., a drive-through creation. So go out and support them, 15th Avenue Baptist Church. Again, this is it. We'll be back tomorrow morning as we do this. A nice day. Carry your umbrella no matter where you go, and watch that fog as you're headed out today.
That's right. And if you're traveling on roads out this way, be careful because they're doing road work.
See y'all tomorrow.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by